All right, Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey. Thank you for being a part of the journey, and don't forget to share the journey. Yes, I'm bald, and this is the Sunday Monday vlog, so welcome back. As some of you know, I don't like when the side of my head grows out long, so since everything's shut down, I went ahead and just shaved my whole head. With summer coming around, it's going to be a lot cooler as well, so I'll just go back to just being shaved head for now. This week has been a crazy, crazy week, as it always is here at the homestead. For those of you that follow Facebook and stuff, saw the pictures of my fence. Something spooked one of my camels in the middle of the night, I guess. Went out the next day, and it looked like my fence was down. So I go up the mountain to check on the fence, and of course, I do rounds around the ranch to check on the fence and check on animals and stuff like that. So I know the fence wasn't like this. So the only thing that could have hit the fence that hard and done that much damage is the camels. So I'm thinking where it was on the fence line, I'm thinking the camels were walking along this fence and a mountain lion or bear came at the fence, and the camel turned around, came right back and ran right into the back fence of the other property line. And it's like 5 or 6 T-posts. I think I got a little bit of footage of it. I don't remember if I filmed it or not. I still have not been up there to fix the T-post yet. I've got so much stuff going on. I bought Kennels, so I spent 2 days going out to Calhoun, Colorado. And yes, I'm a little congested right now. I was moving straw and everything into beds for the animals. But I got kennels. I bought 8 of them. I got 4 of them assembled for the dogs. I still have another 4 to assemble. The other 4, the reason I bought 8 was because the other 4, it's heavy duty chain link. It's really heavy duty. The dogs, knock on wood, have not been able to escape the kennels. I've gone to town several times now, and they're still in there, no chains. So they haven't been able to get out the top. I still got to put chain link over top. I've got a shade cloth that came with them. I got to get the shade cloth across the top, and then I got to get water bowls installed and everything like that. So I still got a lot of work to do. But the runs, I mulch with mulch, and I put straw inside the shelters, so they've got nice thick bedding for the cold days. And they're out there right now. I'll go get them. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I know I'm late doing the video, but I wanted to enjoy some of my TV shows, and that's what I was doing. But back to the fence. So I've got 5 or 6 T-posts I've got to do. The fence held. The fence is still standing. So I'll get around to that sometime, hopefully this week. I'm going to be going town today. I'm going to be picking up forms for the zoo bathrooms. I'm going to set the forms up, get that all leveled out. I'm going to pick up a pallet of concrete tomorrow or today, so I'll get a few hours of sleep. I actually won't sleep in for once today. Come back, get the forms set up, get the foundation of the bathrooms poured, let that cure for a couple days, and then I'll start stacking cinder blocks. I'm going to dry stack them, fill all of them with concrete so it's a nice solid building. Run rebar down the middle of each tube, fill each tube with concrete, and then I'll stucco the outside of it so it looks nice. So I'm going to get that started, and then I'm going to start trenching by hand over by my well to get the electric wire that I purchased and the plumbing stuff. So I have that in the ground, cover that up inside the pad area, and then pour the pad for my well house. And then hopefully rent a trencher in the next couple weeks, get everything trenched. So that's going to be a project because I need running water. I want to be able to run hoses. I bought a pressure tank. I bought a deep well pump. I've spent probably $10,000-$15,000 this month alone. Tomorrow's going to be another couple $1,000s. But if I want the petting zoo to be nice and stuff, I've got to spend the money. So that's been a big disaster. Cost me a lot of money, lost a lot of money in crypto, but crypto is slowly coming back a little bit, so hopefully that will continue. And then, of course, hopefully I can open shortly and start bringing in a little bit of revenue. So every dollar that comes in from the petting zoo will go into more picnic tables or flower gardens or zebras or ostriches, and just grow and grow and grow. And if my crypto ends up exploding at some point before I end up using it all, I would like to buy the 280-acre properties on both sides of me. That would give a 210-acre big ranch here. And then I could really get into some big stuff at that point. Finally, after 14 companies saying no, I have a company that is willing to insure me with people walking in with animals. Not having them in separate pens. Everybody wanted them in separate pens where you couldn't touch them unless it was a miniature pony or smaller. I know not a lot of places are doing, or probably nobody is doing what I'm doing. But with me being an alien, that's how my setup is. And I finally found somebody to insure. The bad part is like $11 a day. It's $4,000 a year. So I would need 2 people every day coming to the ranch 365 days a year just to cover the insurance, not to cover the feed or anything else. So it's going to push me out, but we're going to see what happens. Another big thing, the incubator, big old cabinet incubator came in. So I got that all set up. That is completely filled with eggs. I found my first emu egg last night, Sunday, in the afternoon, evening. I got my first emu egg in there, so hopefully that's the first of a lot of eggs. Emus lay between 35 and 50 eggs. So I'm really, really hoping to start finding a lot of emu eggs. But I could be in trouble because the incubator's pretty much packed. So at that point I'll have to start throwing some eggs out or feed them to the pigs so I have room for the emu eggs. But that's pretty much it for this week. Splendor brought me another truckload of mulch, so I want to shout out to them again and say thank you for donating another truckload of mulch. And with my stuffy nose, I'm going to let you see the rest of the video and enjoy. I'll catch you guys next week. Alright, so the kennels that I bought had these igloo dog houses on the back of the kennels. Of course, these dog houses are way too small for the Anatolian Shepherds. So I brought them all down here to the edge of the pond, stuffed them with straw, and the ducks and geese will be able to come over and start using all of these houses to start laying eggs instead of laying eggs all over the place. I also, that bucket that I just pointed to is diatomaceous earth. You can see there's diatomaceous earth in there. So when they crawl in and out, they get that in their feathers. It kills mites and lice and anything else the birds could get. Alrighty, so I was just up here. I went back down to grab my phone so I could get footage of this. So apparently one of the camels wigged out last night. Something scared it. I'm thinking up on the hill in front of me. Turn around, ran into the fence. So there's 5 or 6 T-posts here that are totally bent. If you look at the bottom of the ground, you can see they're bowed. 2 of them are real bad use. The others lean outwards. But the fence held, and luckily I was smart enough. My alien intellect said to put T-posts every 5 feet. So without the T-posts every 5 feet, they probably would have got out. Alright, so when I went to my mailbox yesterday, I opened the mailbox and I find a banana in my mailbox. So I just called the post office and they said the mail lady left the banana in there for Rex because she got to see Rex the other day, and she went online and looked up that bananas are good for kangaroos, which they do eat fruit. He's still a baby, so I'm not sure if he's going to eat it, but we're going to try it out and see if he wants a banana. Well, apparently Rex doesn't want the banana. But I know somebody that will eat the banana, so at least the banana won't go to waste. And I could eat it, but since it was a gesture, a gift, I'm going to go over here and give it to Mama Cleo. Mama Cleo! She dared the Minnie Mouse. Yeah, she's so prettyful. I'll be right back, Mouse. Mama Cleo! Mama, I got something for you. Come on. Maybe Stubbs wants it. Stubbs, you want banana? Hey, Stubbs. It's okay, Stubbs. Stubbs, you want to bite banana? Stubbs, no? I don't know. We'll go to Mama Cleo. I know she'll eat it. She loves bananas. She's gonna make me walk all the way up there. Mama! Cease, you want the banana? Whoever comes to me first. Come on. Whoever comes first gets the banana. Oh, maybe Miracle wants some banana. Well, Miracle likes the banana. Hurry up, mamas. Miracle's gonna eat the banana. Miracle says, I love the banana peels. Right? Are you happy, man? Yeah. Yeah, let me go give the other piece to Mama Cleo. No, get out of here, girl. You had enough. Mama gets to have a big bite. Hey, mamas. Want bananas? Good girl. See, Mama wants bananas. Yep. Yep. Hey, you dropped the other part of it. Now it's all dirty. No, you don't want it? Alright. Miracle's happy. He's like, I get to have the banana. He said, banana don't go to waste with me. Good boy, Bubba's. Happy animals. Mama don't know what to think. Are you flapping your lips? You silly girl. Alright, that's it. Alright, FedEx just showed up. He's all wound up because I got the tractor making noise. So just got the incubator brought up with the tractor. Once again, makes life so much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and slide that off, bring it in, and I'll show you as I get it set up. Alright, so I just got my GQF 1502 incubator. So I'm going to get it ripped open and go from there. So let me go ahead and pull it back this way some so you can see better. I already ripped the top open. Very well packaged, as you can see. Not only does it have the foam, the thick grade foam, but it also has the hard plastic. So very happy with that. It has the cardboard extras as well around each side. So here's the door. The door has plastic on it. Okay, so this says there is some silver screws, which are right here. I have to remove in order to open the door. The only damage I see is just a small little nick here on the side. I guess a corner or whatever hitting, which is just minor. It's not going to affect anything. And now I just have to get the screws off, which I think I can use my screwdriver. Nope, too small. And of course I don't have a screwdriver or flathead screwdriver right here, so I'll have to use a crescent. It'd be a lot easier if I had a flathead, but it is what it is. Work with what I have instead of going out and trying to find one. In all reality, I don't know why people still use flathead screws, because they're the hardest ones to get off, or why manufacturers even use them anymore. But it is what it is when they make so many other star bit screws and things that are easier not to strip out and easier to take off. But like I said, it is what it is. So it is a piece of plastic wood, like you would use for plastic decking, that they use just to keep the door from being able to be open. There's supposed to be another latch inside here to put the third latch, because there's 3 latches on here to keep it shut. That's what the inside looks like so far. I'll have to go through. These are the wicking pads for humidity, the power cord, and the other latch to go on the top where I just took that off of. So these wicking pads are what I saw when I researched it. You fill this tray with water for humidity control, and then you put the wicking pads in like that. The fan blows through the wicking pads, which have a higher humidity setup. You can see the 2 fans back inside there. Heavy duty fans. And then these shelves, they rotate back and forth. It's all electric. And this says this protective cover peel off before use. So I'll have to get that peeled off in a little bit. I don't have fingernails right now. And then we have this one back here, the tray that I have to pull that out. And this so the babies can stay in here and stay warm for the first little bit before you get them put into another place to grow up and feather out, which I'm going to be doing that with the dog kennels that I bought. So I'm going to go ahead go through this, read all the instructions, and the electric is back here, and that controls the humidity, the heat, the shelves from moving, the fans, everything. So I'm going to go through and get this all set up, figure out where I'm going to put it here in the camper trailer, and then the eggs that I started saving, I'm going to go ahead and get them started today, just because I want to get things going as quick as I can here at the ranch. So with that, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Okay, so either Thursday or Friday, I have specialty racks that are coming in for the goose eggs that will go down here on the bottom. But you can see I already have all the top shelf done. Now, I didn't buy I bought some specialty racks, but not a bunch. So I'm going to go grab some 2x4s to put 2x4s down here so my things don't slide. For their things, it's like $40. So I had these that I got for like 55 or 65 cents a piece online for when I had my egg business before. So I'm just going to use the 2x4. And then I went ahead threw all the goose eggs down here until I get the specialty racks. And then it will go here because you can see I only have a couple racks there. And then the middle rack is completely filled and the top rack's completely filled. So at least this way they will all be in here and they can start getting the temperature going. And it is nice and quiet when the door is completely sealed. It has a foam thing. So I'm going to go ahead, close this up for now. And then come over here. I'm going to hit the automatic button. Just like that. And right now the humidity's dropped. That's the turn count of the shelf moving. And then the inside temperature 77. So it will get back up to 100. It's set to 100 right there. And then 77 is set to 35, or it's set to, I think, 40% humidity, something. Whatever it comes with standard, it's completely set. And then now that it's automatic, the shelves you can see are starting to turn already. They're no longer flat. And the shelves will go back and forth and rotate little bit by little bit, hour by hour. So that is what they're supposed to do for the eggs. So I've got it all set up. I had the chicken eggs in there. You can see even middle shelf, that little feather that's attached is blowing. So even though the fans are up at the top, the heat cycles all the way through the bottom layer to the next layer to the next one to the top one. And then of course that's the bucket of water at the top, and Rex is over here just being crazy. But we are starting the eggs, so in like 21 days I should have some baby chicks. So by the end of April I will be in business to have baby chicks for sale. And also I'll have baby chicks to replenish mine, along with some ducks right here and the geese at the bottom. So very excited to be starting a new leg of this journey. All right, so I started thinking about these holders that I bought, because I did the math and I was only getting 5 of these per shelf times 3, which was nowhere close to the 280. So if I cut this little nub off on the side at the holes, as you can see I did here, so you have the 2 things of eggs, 2 things of eggs, and I cut off this end, like I said, you can see it right there, it's cut off. I can fit another one of these on each shelf. So instead of 5 of these, I can fit 6 of these. Now the other problem is I have to have the 2x4 because it's not long enough, and there's enough for another egg to go all the way across. So I'm not sure how they have it figured at 280 chicken eggs. If I use the bottom, I can, but the bottom doesn't rotate back and forth, only the 3 shelves. So this will get me somewhere close. It's 6 dozen per shelf times 3 shelves that rotate. Of course, the 3rd shelf is going to be used for the goose eggs because goose eggs don't fit in here. I had them sit in the bottom right now until the containers come in for the goose eggs. They will be here Friday, and then the goose eggs will be going on the 3rd shelf. And now that I figured this idea out, because of course I'm trying to maximize how many eggs I can get in there for the amount of electricity and everything that I'll be using. So I'm already adding, I could be adding 3 more dozen, 1 per shelf, but like I said, the 3rd shelf is going to be used for the geese eggs, or the goose eggs. So I'll go ahead and just add 1 of these on the top, 1 of these in the middle. So that's another 24 eggs. So that increases how many eggs that I can have in there. And then eventually I'll try to figure out how to fit more and get rid of the 2x4. But for now, that's what we got. Okay, so I have another donation by Asplunda, if that's how you say it. Hopefully it is, or I'm butchering this name every time I do a video on them. I got the dog kennels put together. The dogs are in, which is good. They haven't been able to escape, knock on wood. I've got to do some more work to the shelters. I got to push this end in. I've got to wire tie everything together. I'll get that done later. But I wanted to show you they're down here. They just unloaded another truckload of mulch for me. So I'm going to be getting some of this mulch to put in the runs for the dogs and then spread the rest out on the driveway. Alright, this is my first time going to town, then coming home with the dogs in the kennels that I built. And look at that. All 4 of the dogs are still in the kennel. I was gone for about 4.5 hours. You got to remember it's hour to town, hour back. And that is some good news because they're not chained. So this is awesome. All right, so here's the kennels. But Mickey Mouse, that's enough. What I did was I took the wood chips and filled the 10 foot by 4 foot with them. I went ahead, put straw inside all the containers, or the shelters. Stop. And then drilled holes and wire tied it because some of them are bent out, so that way they can't get out. And then put spikes in the back. I'm going to drill holes down, do the outside, and then on the inside of these 3, I already got Minnie Mouses done. And you can see down the side, they're all nailed. So, happy to see all the pooches stayed in there. They're not on chains, so they get a little more freedom. And this looks like this was a very good investment. So I'm going to get them out so they can run around. And talk to you guys later. Alright, so I was asked by one of our homesteading family subscribers to talk about medicines with animals because they just gave medicine to their dog and their dog is now paralyzed and they are fighting for the life of the dog with the vets trying to somehow bring the dog back. So for those of you out there that love animals like a lot of us, please leave some nice comments, hoping for recovery of their dog. And yeah, it's a really sad thing. And with me, I don't talk about it a lot. I made videos about how, here comes Bugs, he's got me on the couch. But I've made videos talking about pine needles and how that's a natural dewormer. They're high in vitamin C. All the animals like to chew on the pine trees, and that is healthier for the animals than vaccines and everything else. And I don't really talk about it because there's the big group of people that are anti-vaxxers and the big group of vaccines. And the thing is, if you look at most vaccines, their binding agent is mercury. Now, I'm an alien, so I can't get human stuff, so I'm not worried about it. But humans, for some odd reason, wants to use the binding agent as mercury, which there is no valid, healthy amount of mercury that you can ever use in the human body. So, of course, me, being an alien, I have not been vaccinated or nothing since since I was 18 years old, when the military forced me to get vaccinated. You have no say in the military when you first go in. After you're in the military, you can either get vaccinated or not get vaccinated. And I opt not to get any vaccines. And as everybody's seen me for all these years, and of course all the years you didn't see me, I don't really get sick. I don't get the flu. Never take the flu shot. I don't get pneumonia. Don't take the pneumonia shot. So on and so forth. So same thing with animals. Animals have been on this planet for however long you want to say they've been on this planet, and they're still around, and they're still living, and there's no vaccines in nature. Same thing with like my goats. People were complaining to me because I wasn't milking the goats and their boobs were getting big. Well, I don't see people running out into the mountain and milking the wild goats and the wild sheep and everything else. They're able to do it in the wild, so why should I have to do it to mine when, yes, they're not wild, but they're in a wildlife type enclosure on 50 acres, and they've all done good. And as everybody sees, I don't really have a lot of animal loss. I don't have sick animals, and I am against vaccines and everything like that because it's not natural. But with that being said, there is one thing. I just bought 4 of these, one for each of the dogs, and for those of you that watched the channel last year, all the dogs got these after I lost one of my dogs. Now, the only reason the dogs are getting one vaccine a year is for the parvo virus, because in El Paso County, Colorado, and Fremont County, which Cotopaxi's in Fremont County, the coyotes carry parvo, and it's a high rate of parvo in the 2 counties. So that's the only reason why the dogs are getting these. Now, I've had the Anatolians, Minnie and Mickey will be 4 in July, and they just got their first shot last year. So they went 2 years without any type of vaccine, and they do perfectly fine. And then on top of that, for dewormer and stuff, which I did not know this, but rabbits can carry tapeworm, and Chubbs right there, standing up, he got tapeworm, and he had, watch out, Boogs, he had tapeworm for a little bit, but I buy this, diatomaceous earth. Now, the reason he got tapeworm is from the rabbit that he caught on his own and ate the whole rabbit himself. He wanted to share it, right, Chubbs? Say he was mean, Chubbs. He did not want to share none, right? Yeah, he's a good boy. But I screwed up this year. So, as everybody saw in the beginning, I think it was February, is when I start putting diatomaceous earth in the feed for the animals. I dusted all their coats, and I do that once a month. Well, with all the snow back and forth, I forgot to do the dogs. So the dogs normally have it in their feed, which you can see there, the diatomaceous earth is in the feed. So I forgot to get the dogs started on it, and if I would have had the dogs starting on the diatomaceous earth in February, even though Chubbs ate the rabbit that ended up having tapeworms, that diatomaceous earth gets absorbed into the worms, it dries the worms out, and it kills them. It's hard to kill the eggs, so you continuously use diatomaceous earth, and like I've said, from February until about November, I put diatomaceous earth in the animal feed outside, the dog feed in here, which I forgot to, so I got that started like a week and a half ago. So Chubbs no longer has the tapeworms. I was finding the little rice pieces in his feces, and then of course if you looked underneath his tail around his butt, the worms were right around there. So all that is cleared up, got that taken care of using diatomaceous earth. So like I said, this is only once a year for the parvo, because parvo can wipe out all of my dogs, and they don't have a immunity to it like the wild coyotes and everything like that that live in those circumstances. So it's up to you on what you guys want to do. I'm against it. You may be for it, but that's life. Not everybody agrees on the same thing, but I can say diatomaceous earth, pine needles, and stuff like that work perfectly fine for me. I have a lot of animals, and very seldomly like the tapeworm issue, only because I forgot to get the dog started back on diatomaceous earth. Besides that, everything goes well here at the ranch, and Rex is over here trying to get my attention. So hope everybody has a great day, and once again, say if you're in the prayer thoughts or whatever, say a couple kind words to our homesteader family, and wish their dog best of luck, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, so I'm over here. I just changed out the microchip in the camera system so I can go through the photos, and the dogs just came running over here, and I thought somebody threw something over the fence. Well, guess what? That is my very first emu egg. Check out that beautiful egg. Beautiful egg. So I'm going to get in the house, I'm going to film it, and I get this in the incubator. Alright, so everybody can see the difference. We've got a chicken egg, we've got a duck egg, we've got the goose egg, and now the very first emu egg. And the emu egg is just beautiful. I mean, look at that color. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I mean, it is just beautiful. So I just pulled these 3 eggs out the incubator. I'm going to get them back in, get the emu egg in, and hopefully that's the first of many emu eggs. And like a lot of zoos say, if you can get animals to reproduce, you're doing something right, because it's very hard to get animals in captivity to reproduce. So this is a very good sign here at today's Homesteader Ranch.